You're awake! How's your head, okay? Those stairs are really meant for feet. Just a tip for moving forward.
Security system failure.
Ignore that. So, introductions. I'm Ray, and we're the Commander's support crew. Or at least we would be, if we had a commander. And if this drill is any indication, we won't last a second in the storm on our own. Say that again? Not a drill? Well, that certainly explains the monsters. Fun fact, our mission was to prevent the storm from happening, so on to Plan B. Plan B. You guys got anything? Anything? Come on.
Distress call. Incoming distress.
Oh, I think you just found our Plan B.
Ramirez here. I'm requesting backup.
Read you loud and clear.
We have survivors in danger. The storm's closing in.
Please hold.
Do not put me on hold.
Let's cut to the chase. Have you ever considered fighting the forces of evil? Because we really need a commander, and I think you've got what it takes. Don't listen to him. You're going to be amazing. Connecting you to our commander now. Guys, take your positions. Lock, flip the switch. Whenever you're ready, Commander.
Hello my geeks and goblins, it's been a really long time since I put out a video. Part of that is because this is just a hobby. A large part of that is because I was sick with man flu. Lost my voice for a very long time. But as you can see here, we have a new game that I've decided I wanted to start playing and put it up on the channel. It's in early access, as you can see by the loading screen. And this is called Fortnite. It is a tower defense survival zombie apocalypse type of game. And I thought I would give it a try. And so far I have not been disappointed. Right here is some gameplay just in the background of me doing a defense. This is an extra mission, bonus objective in the mission to defend a satellite that's going to come down here in a second. You can see the drop point on the map. And right now I'm playing as a soldier, so they've got a bonus with ranged weapons, which is my preferred method. I don't typically go for the melee in this game so far. Who knows, maybe I just haven't found something I enjoy yet. I've barely played this game. So right here we're putting up forts just to kind of keep the zombies at bay while we kill them, or as they're known, husks at bay. And there is player collision, so you try not to get in the way of other people.
We need to salvage what we can from that drone. Activate the drone.
So here we are. There's the drone. You can see on the right-hand side of the deploy salvage drone health. You want to keep that up and defend it. See there, that guy kind of bumped into me, kept me from backing up. No harm, no foul, but it is something you'll want to keep in mind going forward. That's when I discovered there was collision, because this is actually my first multiplayer experience. Haven't done much multiplayer outside of this mission yet. Of course, by the time this goes up, I'll probably have done quite a bit. So right there, I just activated a war cry, increases my damage and my fire rate for me and my allies within a certain tile range. And I can hear this bombard witch just going nuts, and I finally found her and took her out. Because if we don't get rid of her, she can actually arc over our walls and hit the target, and that'd be bad. So I just kind of searched her out and got rid of her. One thing you might have noticed at the bottom there on the right is my weapon selection, and they're color-coded. I actually have a legendary schematic for our pistol, so that's why that in the number 2 slot is orange. And then I have an epic rifle, which is the number 3 I'm using right now. And number 4, which I don't believe I use very much here at the very beginning, is a sniper rifle. It's a rare quality, blue. It's pretty fun. It's a bolt action. It's a nice scope. There is recoil in this game, as well as damage drop-off. So you definitely want to use weapons in their appropriate range to be as ammo efficient as possible. And here we got our rewards for defending our objective. Just picking it up. And the reason I'm destroying this car is not only for the metal that you're seeing pop up, but because it also can give you other parts and pieces for crafting. I just decided I would take down this one wall. I was thinking I'd take down the rest of it, but I heard somebody else going at it, so I thought I'd let them kind of clean up that. And I decided I would get rid of this house. On the map you can see on the top right, the west is highlighted with a white bar. That means that that's where the enemies are going to be coming from when we actually start the main objective, which is the weather balloon that's going to be dropping down in 6 minutes and 30 seconds, as you can see at the top of the screen. So I'm just clearing this out so we can actually build our defenses the way we want, so we're not fighting around this house. And my first thought was maybe leave the pit that it leaves behind, but ended up later covering it up. So I'm just searching things as I'm destroying it. You'll notice sometimes when I hit something that a little blue circle shows up on the item. It means that if you put your cursor over that while you're hitting it, you get double damage and resources from whatever you're hitting. So it just kind of speeds up the destruction process a little bit faster. You see there, I almost destroyed that shelf. Could always use more ammo. It's important to note that when you're looting things, you need to loot before you destroy the container, or you do not get what's inside the container. On the left there you can see my resources kind of stockpiling what I'm getting. Don't have a whole lot of metal right now because I've been spending a lot of metal on my home base, which I'll probably show in another video, though it's nothing particularly amazing. That's where most of my metal resources have been going. You can see here I've finished demolishing the house and people have already started building up the base, putting some low walls that enemies can't walk over. See, and I was debating, well, he's already put up a wall there, so might as well just fill it in so we can stand. So I fill this with ceilings or floors, used either way.
Nope.
It's important to note that things like trees don't just give you wood either. Sometimes they give you planks or twine that you can use to craft other things. So even if you are capped on wood, which I'm almost at right now, cap is 999, I still will be cutting down things like trees just to get the other resources that come with it. Something you might not have noticed is I heard somebody asking for help. Here on the map you can see a little kind of a turquoise green person icon, and I was trying to find where they are. Realized they're up here, so I'm trying to climb this tower a bit to rescue them so I can get some resources later.
We need more people like you.
There you go, lots of resources. And later he'll also give me a resource called people, which you can use to kind of fund expeditions to get other resources. So here I noticed that there's lots of these purple things on the minimap, and you can see them sticking out of the ground. That means that's where the enemies are going to be spawning from when the actual event happens, the defense mission. So I decided I want to get a clear line of sight as they're spawning, so I'm going to just destroy a good chunk of this building so I can stand as far back as I need to and still have an easy line of sight on them. Most of the husks are not ranged, and the ones that are ranged are very limited or slow moving projectiles, so I'm not too worried about bringing them in close as much as I am having a line of sight on them. Plus I needed the metal, so destroy all the pipe. It's getting pretty close here. I know we've only got 2 minutes until the defense mission starts, so I'm just trying to get things out of the way as quick as I can. Cars are a great source for simple mechanical parts and nuts and bolts for crafting things like ammo or weapons. So usually when I start off in a mission, I break several cars just to get some parts. So here I'm trying to put up some barricades, so now that I have line of sight, I just want to make it so that they'll have to walk in a certain pattern that will restrict their movement and clump them up at the same time. So I'm just throwing down some low walls here to kind of corral them into where I want them to go, because they're semi-intelligent as far as finding pathing and whatnot. So if you leave obvious openings, they will try and walk through them. Usually. Unless they're feeling particularly stupid or the opening's too far away, in which case they'll try the tried and true smash it down. Sometimes fences can be hard. There's a healing pad. Later in the fight, if I was to get injured, I could stand on that to get healing. Though I don't think I ever end up using that. Here I realize that they can walk around on our right side, and it's a little bit less defendable. So I'm getting in position to snipe, and then later I'm going to fill that in. And here's my sniper. See, here's where I notice they can just walk around my barricades. So again, since I know they're going to look for other pathing, I just put up some low walls to discourage them from wanting to go that way. Because they'll see they have to go through 2 walls, and they'll try and go in the opening I have left. Now those little guys, I call them leapers because of that right there. They like to jump at you and try and kill you particularly, which is very different from most husks. Most husks seem to go straight for the base, but those ones like to go after you. At least from my experience. You can see that guy in front of me. He's swinging a sword around, so I start to think that, you know, he's got that. I'm going to stay further back. Make sure that if they get past him, I'll be able to take care of him. I'm just going to snipe. As you can see right there, that just happened. This sniper does have punch through, so we'll hit enemies behind. Although, honestly, I'm not the best shot.
File successfully retrieved.
So this is kind of the basic idea behind the whole game, right here. Defending an objective. Now this one's really easy because they're only coming from one direction. Lots of times they come from 3 or all 4 sides. So a fort like this wouldn't really stand a chance against an assault from all sides because we've only got it set up to really defend one.
Data's looking good.
And there's our 4th person finally showing up to the fight. So we've got, I think, 2 ninjas and 2 soldiers. I'm a soldier. And I think there was one other soldier here too. So we're pretty well set on firepower. We're all very damage-oriented characters.
Data's looking good. Hey, our fort's getting beat up.
Now, they've started spawning the slightly bigger guys. I don't even know what they're really technically called, but I call them fat ones. And basically, they're just harder to take down, and they do a lot more damage to walls than the regular husks. There's another fatty.
File.
You can see there I'm kind of conserving a little bit of ammunition. No need to shoot if
Successfully
an
retrieved.
ally has got it. And weapons in this game do have durability, so if you let the durability, which you can see on the right hand side of the icons of my weapons down there, if those drop, they'll actually destroy the weapon for good. So I'm trying to watch my durability consumption. Although if you recycle it before it finishes, then
Another file.
you can actually get some parts back. And right there you can see a couple of teddies is what they're called. And they're very destructive. That's an Outlander ability. So I guess one of these guys is an Outlander. I know for sure there's one other soldier and a ninja. So thanks to two soldiers, ninja, and an Outlander.
File successfully retrieved.
And that bear's just tearing him up. I almost don't get a chance to shoot my rifle at this point while that bear is up.
Data's looking good.
Now the weapon swap in this game is really quick too. It is enough to make it an option to swap weapons rather than use a weapon in its weak point. So definitely your weapon selection is a very important factor. That big guy had a propane tank on his shoulder, but we got him before he could throw it.
File successfully retrieved.
Those guys are really particularly nasty. They do a lot of damage with that propane tank. Covering my friend's back. By friend, I mean random guy on the internet. 3-1. That's probably my best shot of the game so far. Couldn't do that if I planned it better. See there, I tried to go for a double and didn't quite
Data's
make it.
looking good. Data's looking good.
Yeah, one of those guys had bees on his head. Those guys are actually really devastating if you let them get close to you. Because, you know, bees.
Sorry.
Storm's getting rowdy. Another file.
And that is the mission.
You collected all of the files. Amazing.
So now it's going to go into our
Praiseworthy
rewards
job,
screen,
Commander.
and
So,
we're going to get our loot.
Good job. The data you collected will help us locate survivors and weak points in the storm.
My first group effort gameplay and victory. Lots of experience. I think somebody is standing on ammo and is constantly procking over their head. Our daily bonus XP. 2 skill points. That's pretty good. Here's our treasure. For every bonus objective we do, we get more loot for. So far, it looks like the way to go is with teammates because you get more bonus objectives completed. So yeah, that's Fortnite. It is early access, and if you want to see more of this, leave a comment down below and maybe hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.